Hello, Daniela here. And this is going to be a very fun episode of the Spa Marketing Made Easy podcast. I'm going to post this training here inside of our free Facebook group. We do trainings in here every single week. We've got a ton of free resources. And on occasion, when we have these really great, really valuable trainings, that this one in particular has been just life-changing for me that I want to share with you today. We actually turn these into podcast episodes. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, then please make sure you head over to our free Facebook group. It's called Podcast Spa Marketing Made Easy with Daniela Warner. And you can see the full video of what I'm talking about here as we get into calendar management. Now, I am such a lover of Google Calendar. I have, if you're looking at this video, you can see that I have quite a bit of calendars over here. So I have my personal calendar, our Atto Aesthetics calendar, a financial calendar, a food calendar, a shared calendar with my husband, our team's working hours schedule, my kids' school. I break them all into different calendars rather than trying to keep them all on one, because that allows me to toggle them on or toggle them off. And what you're looking at here is our actual calendar overlay. So Christy, who's my executive assistant and who really just manages my life, part of what she does is manage my calendar. And so she does email, she does calendar. And we were getting to a point where my schedule was growing and evolving and changing. And really the thing is, like, it will continue to grow and evolve and change based on the season of life that you're in. And, you know, what my calendar looked like a couple of years ago, when both my kids were home and not in school, is very different than, you know, my daughter being in kindergarten and my son being in preschool. And, it's just different seasons. So highly recommend doing a time tracker in your business, understanding where you're spending your time, and then really blocking your calendar management, like blocking your time, blocking your day in a way that's going to make the most sense for you. So for me, when I was talking to my team, I said, look, guys, I need to work out 3 times a week. That is for my brain, for my sanity, for all of that. And I personally am a morning person. So I want to make sure that my more challenging work, my work that's going to take more brain power, is able to happen in the morning. And if you guys have ever heard of context switching, I know for me, I do a lot of different things in my business. So sometimes I'm creating content. Sometimes I'm recording a podcast. Sometimes I'm prepping for team meetings. Sometimes I'm strategizing for a launch. Sometimes I'm leading a coaching call. So depending on what I'm doing, my brain is sort of in a different mode. And when I'm in, when I have my coach hat on and I'm doing calls, I get in that mode. I get focused in there. But if I have to go from calls and coach mode into like tax prep, that's going to take me a good 20, 30 minutes before I get into my flow and actually understand what the heck I'm doing. So by putting together this calendar kind of overlay, I was able to look at, all right, where are we going to put things? And then also this gives Christy the understanding of where can she put things in. If it doesn't fit, then we say no, right? As simple as that. So what you're looking at here is Mondays and Fridays are for the most part, no calls days. So you'll see that, I've got my workout. I'm blocking off time to shower and get ready. I'm blocking off time to eat breakfast. Admin and planning. This is really, what am I doing for the day? What's the most important task? If I'm looking at my project management board and I have all of these things due, how can I prioritize? Do these 3 tasks go together? What do I want to do first? And then, going through there. So admin and planning is that really like setting up my day for what are the most important things that I really need to get done today. When I have a space on here that says deep work is specifically for me to go through and work on any of those tasks that I have on Monday.com. This is creating content. This is, it's really like the deep dive stuff that I'm using my brain for. You'll see then I have a lunch break that's blocked off. And then I have webinars and trainings. So if I'm going to be doing a webinar, if I'm going to come in to speak for anybody, do any type of trainings, oftentimes like I'll go into an Environ account and I'll speak for them, or I'll go do a training for Aurora Aesthetics, or I'll do a training for, a variety of different companies. So I always will schedule those on Mondays between 12 and 1:30. That is the best time for my schedule to do those. Then I have more deep work. If I don't have something scheduled, it still is deep work. And then the end of the day, I have social and Voxer. So that is when I'm checking my apps. So if I want to go on Instagram, if I want to go on Facebook, if I want to comment in our group, this is also when I'm checking my email. So 99% of the time, if you get a message from me via email, it's at the end of my day. Email is somebody else's to-do list for you. I have Christy go through and do all of my email for me. And then she puts in a little folder for Daniela, the things that I actually need to respond to. And that has been incredibly helpful. I remember doing a time tracker exercise with one of our med spa clients. And after the week, she said, I spend about 6 hours a day on email. And I'm like, is that what the CEO of a 7-figure company does? And she said, no way. So if you're feeling like you're just spinning your wheels, what are you actually doing? Why are you not getting anything done? Do a time tracker and really be honest with yourself and see where you're spending your time. All right. So then we move to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got my workout in there. I've got my calls. So these are my calls with my team. So Tuesday, Thursday, I have leadership. Tuesday, I've also got my marketing, my sales meeting. Thursday, I've got my admin meeting. So I've got all of these. Anything orange is broken down for an actual, for a call. Anything that is this maroon color is a recurring call that already happens. So I'm always doing our laser coaching for Growth Factor on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm doing our alumni laser coaching on Wednesdays. I do a live here in our free Facebook group every Wednesday. So I'm looking at those things and I know you can see all the orange. I'm in call mode. I'm in coach mode. Those are the things. If you notice, I also don't do calls after 2 p.m. There's a very specific reason for that. It's because that's when I need to leave my house to go pick up my kids from school. So I do have an au pair who helps me tremendously. But it's important for me that, once or twice a week, I'm either taking my kids or picking them up from school so that I can be, involved with their teachers, get to know the other parents, that sort of thing. Then over here on Friday, you'll see that the afternoon block, 12 to 3, 12 to 4, really that kind of time frame there, is deep work and personal appointments. So if I'm getting my nails done, if I'm getting my hair done, if I am, having a therapy appointment, if I have a photo shoot, it's always happening in that Friday time slot. So this definitely, we had to work out a few kinks when we were first trying to get this in place. But as the schedule has really, as we've been able to implement, this has literally been life-changing. And so Christy knows if someone's trying to get a call in my schedule, she's just going to, if you're watching this video, this calendar that you're seeing is not always on. So we can toggle this over here if we just check this on or off. And so if this is off and I had my other calendar on, which I'm not going to turn on right now because there's some personal information on there. But if I were to turn that on, you would see that like in the orange blocks, that's where the calls are. And so if anything is not where it's supposed to be, then Christy will move it, or she knows for future to schedule, some things as you're kind of transitioning get in spots that they've been booked forever. But I can tell you that this has made my life so much better. And anyone that's trying to book a call with me, we can create Calendly links, have them just scheduled that way. It is life-changing. So I hope that this gives you a little inspiration, that you understand, you can understand a little bit better how to manage your time. How much time do you actually have? How much time does it actually take to do the work that you need to do day in and day out to operate your company? And I know for me, I tend to overcommit myself, and I'll stay within my work boundaries. Like I'll definitely stay, where I have my hard stop, but I'm going to do as much as I can do within that time as possible. And this has really, really helped me to honor that, so that I can really operate with ease. That's something that's very, very important to me. So anyway, hope that you enjoy this. Hope this helps. If you're listening to this again on the podcast, make sure that you head over to our free group to check this out. If you have any questions on it, just comment below and we are more than happy to help you. All right, I'll catch you on the next episode.